शाखावितंश्च नम ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिनी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्येशधारिणी नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गुरुसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे मुखम करोति वाचालम भंगम लंघायतन गिरि यत्कृपाता मम वन्दे परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम। हरे कृष्णा। So I welcome everyone for the today's daily Srimad Bhagavatam class. So kindly pray that I can speak in the line of Guru Parampara and something which inspires all of you and myself in the devotional service to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Today also is a Bhishmastami, so we'll try to speak on him also. So just before I go ahead, I take the blessings of all the Vaishnavas so that I can speak something constructive. And I'm here mainly to benefit for myself. And if you get something benefit, little about things, it's all glories goes to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. So I'll begin the class today. The topic for this class is the cause of all causes. The श्लोक ऐसा है इदा रूपम यद अधिष्ठानम यतः सृष्टम इदम प्रभुः यत् संस्थाम यत् परम यच तत् तत्वतम वद तत्वतः. So I can see that in this verse, beginning of the verse, there's an introduction verse spoken by Sri Narada Muni to Lord Brahma. So here Narada Muni is inquiring about the absolute truth, seeking knowledge that goes beyond the material creation. So the question reflects the genuine inquiry of a sincere devotee, like how we are all trying to inquire who is God, and there are also different speculative knowledge. So we can say, especially in ISKCON, we emphasize the Tattva Jignasa, inquiring about the absolute truth, right? And also in the Vedanta Sutra, also we can see Atato Brahma Jignasa, So basically, today's verse it aligns with the spirit of seeking transcendent knowledge. So I'll make this a little faster because we'll talk about Bhishma Dev today. So some of the key points on this verse I would like to share that inquiring about the absolute truth. Because Narada Muni is inquiring with the Brahmadev. Second, understanding the source of creation. So inquiring about the absolute truth, we can say Narada Muni is not speaking about the temporary things. He wanted to know about the eternal reality. This is what is asking. So for that, there should be a proper mood, like Vakta and speaker and the audience. There should be a proper mood to ask about the Supreme Lord. But there should not be any kind of selfish. It should be for the self-realization. That is the first thing. Inquiring about the absolute truth. Here, Narada Muni is inquiring with the Brahmaji. Second is understanding the source of creation. We can see it is mentioned Yatha Sritam Idam Prabho. From where this universe has come. Modern scientists say it is coming from Big Bang theory. Right? So that's not the real. The real creation comes from the Krishna. Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. Mattasva Pravattate. And also Brahma himself received his knowledge from Krishna. We can see the first canto of the first verse. Tena Brahmadi Hriday Kavi. So we can see that. And we can also see where everything rests and returns. The material world is temporary. Everything emanates from the Lord and merges back into Him. But the Lord Himself remains transcendental. He's untouched. So He's the Supreme Lord. I'm making it a little fast because we want to speak about Bhishma Dev. Then we can see the supreme reality beyond the creation. Yet Param, what is beyond the material world? So the answer is we all know Vaikunta, Golok Vrindavan, eternal, the blissful abode of the Lord. But the outside people they don't understand. So where devotees serve Him eternally. And finally, what are the practical things we can apply in this verse? First, we have to become a sincere seeker for the truth. And then we must inquire about for the bona fide spiritual master. There's a sloka also in Bhagavad Gita. What is that sloka? A disciple inquiring with the spiritual master. Pranipatina, Pariprashna Sevana. That should be there. We must inquire from a bona fide spiritual master and become sincere seeking the truth, not depend on the material speculation. Second thing, we should understand Krishna, source of everything. Instead of being bewildered by material illusion, one should take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And of course, we have to focus on Bhakti Yoga, not just a mere philosophical speculation that does not give realization. But through devotional service, we should understand Krishna. And the conclusion is that Narada's questions are not just for his own benefit, for the welfare of all living entities. And by understanding the source of Krishna, we can free ourselves from this material illusion and engage in the pure devotional service. And if we follow the footsteps of great devotees like Narada Muni, we can seek the knowledge that leads to the Krishna consciousness. Ultimately, we can take the shelter of Lord Krishna. So today, being a Bhishmashtami, I thought I'll speak something glorious because we're all following syllabus here, तो एक महान भक्त जिनके लिए भगवान ने तोड़ा उनका प्रण, he broke the vow, right? तो it is said that माघ मास के शुक्ला पक्ष के अष्टमी की तिथि यही वो दिन है जब भीष्मदेव अपने शरीर सूर्य उत्तारण होने के बाद भगवान श्री कृष्ण के देखते हुए कुरुक्षेत्र में अपने शरीर त्यागा हुआ एक्चुअली, तो भीष्मदेव के ये दिन है। एक्चुअली कुरुवंश में सर्वश्रेष्ठ योद्धा पितामह भीष्मदेव है, जिनको हम स्मरण करते करते आज हम क्लास का प्रारंभ करेंगे। तो बेसिकली हम देख सकते हैं कि टुडे वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग भीष्माष्टमी, तो some people say it's a disappearance day, some people say it's appearance day, but generally we can see Bhishma Dev is very famous. If you see Mahabharat, the one focused person we speak on Bhishma Dev, and his grandfather of Kuru and one of the pure devotee. जैसे 12 महाजन है, उसमें से one of the महाजन. So in the remembrance of Bhishma Dev, I seek blessings from everyone, so that I can speak about Tama Bhishma Dev, who was a central figure in the pages of Mahabharata. So I'll start with the story, because story is very vast, but it's very nice to hear. Once upon a time, there was a yagna which was performed in the Brahmaloka, where Brahmaji called everybody, all the celestials, all the sages, all the devatas, all the kings. That time, we know the many celestial rivers also were invited. So among the prominent one, we know Mother Ganga. So her position is very worshipable. Even she was invited. And we can see in Brahmaloka, Brahmaji was having this yajna. There was one king by name Maha Abhishek. He also was present in the assembly. But the problem what happened is, in this yajna, while going on, this king Mahabhishek was casting his glance on that young girl, which was Ganga. And she also was casting on this. Both are seeing yajna is going on. Brahma, he has 4 legs. He can turn anywhere, he can see what's happening, So he saw that, we are doing a yajna, and but आप लोग यहाँ देख क्या चल रहा है. That's why I will curse you that you go to this Bhumandal and you finish your family business, and then you again come back here, So both were cursed. So now Brahma asked this Mahabhishek, he was the king. So where do you want to take birth when you go to the Bhumandal? Said, I want to take birth in Chandravamsha's family, and I want to be the king of, I want to be the son of the king by name Pratipa. So Brahma said, okay, Tatastha. So he went in the Bhumandal, and he got, he became the son of, King Pratibha. And we can see Brahmaji blessed, and we can see the king Mahabhishek took a birth very soon, and he got a son, the King Pratibha, and he got a son. That was King Shantanu Maharaj. So we can know, if you know about the Shantanu story, we see that when Mother Ganga, because now both got cursed by Brahma, right? Mahabhishek and Ganga. So now Mahabhishek, he got birth as a Shantanu in the womb of as the son of the king of Pratibha. So now Shantanu's story is that Mother Ganga appears in the earth as a beautiful girl. But now this Shantanu already was married in the heavenly planet, but he was not knowing everything. He went to Shikar, hunting event. So he saw this girl, and he wanted to give a proposal, and she also agreed, okay, fine, I'll marry you. But he was not knowing that she is Ganga, and Ganga was not knowing that she was Mahabhishek, So mutually, they agreed. Now Shantanu Maharaj gets attracted to Ganga, and Ganga expresses that I can marry you under 2 conditions. The first condition is that that you should never ask any questions. Whatever I do should not stop me. Second thing is that no, you should never become angry on me. आपका पर मुझे क्रोध नहीं आना चाहिए. Because now he said, okay, fine. तो उन्होंने agree कर लिया. So that way, Shantanu Maharaj got married to Ganga Devi. So surely we can see that when Ganga Devi started giving birth, what she did, she took the first baby, put it in the Ganga. So like this, it happened for 7 times. Then Shantanu Maharaj felt, what is happening? When the eighth child was supposed to drop in the Ganges, he said to Ganga that what kind of a mother you are, such a cruel-hearted. So and he spoke very harshly also. He was trying to stop, no? Immediately, Ganga said, "You have just to sign the divorce paper. So now, because I told two things, you should never become angry on me, you should never stop me. You did both, so divorce. I'm not gonna be with you." And then this all happened. Then immediately, at that time, Ganga she started speaking. Said, by the way, I'm not that young girl what you're expecting. I'm Ganga. She was standing on that magarmachi. क्या बोलते crocodile में. Then she revealed herself that I'm a Ganga. And then she also explained there was a reason why I did all this. First of all, she revealed herself that I am the original Ganga. And then she started revealing. She started saying that Ganga Devi said once upon a time there was a Vasishtha Muni, right? And he was in a samadhi and he was having one cow, Kamadhenu, right? And this Kamadhenu was so powerful that anybody who drinks the milk of that Kamadhenu, they become young forever. And not only that, they become very strong. Whatever desire they have, they get fulfilled. So, and even two people tried to kidnap that. They were failure. One was Vishwamitra and was Indra. That they couldn't do that. But then what happened? We can see that when Vashishta Muni was in Samadhi, that cow was not tied. वो रस्सी में बंद था वो खुला था वो that time there was Vasus are the people who are lineage among the demigods. Just like we have 12 Adityas. We have they are the sons of Kashyapa Muni. So we have 11 Rudras, expansion of Lord Shiva. So in this there are 8 Vasus. So 8 Vasus, they were passing through the ashram. That 8th Vasu, her wife, she told that we want this cow. Then that 8th person, he told all 7 other Vasu's brothers, let us make some plan and try to kidnap the cow. So when they were planning, immediately Vasishtha Muni and Samadhi, he came to know that these people are trying to kidnap my cow. Immediately he will curse that you got the Devata body, but you're behaving like this. So you become like a human being, and he'll be cursed. But the 8th Vala, he will live for a long time. Because so then we can see, Vasishtha Muni, he cursed, but they all went ask for begging for forgiveness. So he said, I can forgive, but you know what? I cannot take the curse back. I will either try to reduce the curse. So what was that? He said that when all the 7 people will take birth, immediately you will die and you'll come back to the position. You will become Devata, Vasus. But the 8th Valana, he will live a very long life, because he is the one who did all the Shadiyantra. He said like that. And we know the first 7 Vasus were just assisted. They take birth on the earth, but as soon as they took birth, they died. हो गया ना सर बच्चे लोग when they took birth, Ganga, she dropped it again immediately within a fraction of few months, few days, few seconds. They got a life. They went back to spiritual world, heavenly world. But ये जो last was so ना ऐसा नहीं हुआ because he was the one who actually planned ना. So he has been cursed that he'll live a very long life. Then we know who is that person. We keep on will tell you that. Then we can see uh, Mother Ganga, when she got the first 7 babies, she mercifully drowned in the Ganges, right? And we can see that the 8th child, with the blessings of Vasishtha Muni, Shantanu Maharaj stopped. Actually, Shantanu Maharaj को stop करने का भी ना वो सब blessing था, वो सब planning, it was a plan actually. So he planned to stop the child from getting drowned from the Ganges. Ganga Devi said that was the reason why I said I will marry you under these 2 conditions. Everything was planned. And we know that this 8th child was a Who? It was Bhishma Dev, and then Maharaj Shantanu Maharaj told that, what will I do with this small child? You only take her to Swargaloka, because there you have a good Gurukul system. Brahaspati there, Parashuram is there. They can teach these children. Idhar kya hota hai? To take and go. So Ganga took the child to the heavenly planet, and she trained her. All the great rishis. She trained her, and Parashuram was his actual guru. Then finally we can see that this happened. So one day again Shantanu Maharaj remembered Ganga Devi, while he was in the shore of Ganges. That time he saw the water supposed to flow like this, na, just flowing ulta. He said, how is this possible? Then he saw like this. There was a young boy who was 32 years old who had left an arrow. There was that arrow, water supposed to come gliding this way. It was gliding other side. Then he thought, who is this person? Then he remembered Ganga. Ganga Devi appeared there. Said, this is your eighth child. It is who? Bhishma. Bhishma, and now it's the right time for you that he will assist you. And she left. And then we know generally Kshatriyas, they have this tendency, they have multiple wives, right? So this Shantanu Maharaj, when he was in once again for hunting, so he got attracted to a girl, and her name was Satyavati, because there was a fragrance in her body. She was looking very glamorous. So he wanted to get married to her. So she said, I want to marry you. She said, you can marry me, but I have only one condition. What is that? You should take permission from my father. That's all. Then she thought, okay, oh, that's the reason. Huh? Then he went to his father. He said, I want to marry your daughter. But her father said, see, you're a king. If my daughter get married to you, then she'll become a dasi. Her son will never become a king. Even if you also say that, no, okay, I will make my son king, the society will say that he is a dasi son. So better you do something where you make only my daughter. But he had a problem. Who? Shantanu Maharaj. He already declared that my son is going to be the king, Yuvraj. That was who? Bhishma Dev. But when he told that since you already have one son, so that is why not possible. I'm not able to marry you. Then immediately he got disappointed. Who? Our Shantanu Maharaj, because he wanted his son to get become a king. So he went back. But then he was very disappointed. Then everybody came to know that this happened. That Raja went to Shikar. He saw one lady was a Machwari's, matlab fisherman's daughter. Then all this happened. He was disappointed. Then all the ministers were talking, and Bhishmadev heard this secretly. Then he went to that lady, and he went to his father. He said, I will make sure that your son, your daughter will get married to my father, and your son will become the king. He said, no, no, it is not possible, because you are also a king. And you say you will not get married. So you said you will marry. Even in case if you get married, you will not become a king. But your son will say, I want to become a king. That is the reason why this is not possible. Then that is a time when we can see that of course, before I explain this, uh, I just want to tell you that how this Shantanu Maharaj was so attracted to Satyavati. Only one reason, because she was very glamorous. She wanted to marry her, but she was not agreeing. Now in Mahabharata we have the history about Satyavati also. I'll just cover this, then I'll go first. So Satyavati, in her previously she had a different name. It was Matsya Gandha. Matsya Gandha, why? Because she used to take the boat from this side to that side, filled with the fishes, and the obnoxious smell was coming from the fishes. That's why the smell was coming from her body also. Matsya Gandha. And one day, what happened? She was very lucky that when she was rowing the boat from different side, one great soul came. Who was that? Parashara Muni. Yeah. And Prabhupada says he was the person who gave the definition of God, the six opulence, right? So then when she was taking him to the other side, that time he said that I think by the inspiration of Paramatma, that the Lord wants to appear, and he will compile the Vedas, and he is a Shakti Avesh avatar, but he needs a medium womb तो मतलब गर्भस्य चाहिए था. So he asked this lady, Devi, can you allow this to happen? She said, yes, 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 yes. Immediately she agreed. And interestingly, within few minutes, she became pregnant, and she also, gave a baby. And because she gave a baby in that island, Dvipa, that's why he got a name as Daipayana. And because the child was very dark, he got a complexion of called Krishna. And because he said he's going to elaborate, yeah. So his name called Vyasa, So that's why his full name is Krishna Daipayana Vasa, Vyasa. So and when Vasudeva appeared, what happened? He just thanked Satyavati and he said, Krishna is my mother, Krishna is my father, and he just left. But while going, he said, Satyavati, whenever you had whenever you remember me, you want any help, you just remember me, I will come. He said, and he just left. Now, this Matsyagandha, she was a little fearful because she gave a birth, but she wanted to remain as a Kanya. What will happen? She asked Parasara Muni. So Parasara Muni blessed that don't worry, you will live forever as a young Kanya only, and from your body, instead of this bad smell, you'll get a fragrant smell. So like that, her name was Matsyagandha, but because of Parasapara's blessing, her name became Satyavati. And because of that attraction towards her body, and her face, whatever, this Shantanu Maharaj got married. So she got her father, and father said, see, you are a king, but how it's possible, we are fishermen. There was a talk only because the fisherman's father, Satyavati's father was very chalu. You want to make sure that if he gets married, my son only should become a king. So he tried telling different things. But finally, when Raja came, he went back. He was disappointed. Finally, he himself went. Who? Vishwadev himself went. He said, "I will make sure that no, I will not become king." But then still he said, "You will not become king, but your son will become king." That's the reason why if your son will become king, then my daughter's son, there'll be a competition. Then finally, he said that we are going nowhere. Then he said, okay, I will take a shapat, I will take a promise, that Satyavati's son will remain as a king because, because you say that my son will become a king. So I promise. That time his name was Devavrata. He says, I promise that by touching the holy water of Ganga, that's Mother Ganga, I take a oath in front of all of you that I will, although I am a Kshatriya, son of great Shantanu, I will promise to become a lifelong celibacy. And the moment he said, like that, from the heavenly planets, all the flower was falling. And there was only one voice that was uttering again and again. It was what? Bhishma, Bhishma, Bhishma. So we can see how Devavrata, that was his name. But because of his promise, he got a name as a Bhishma. And when his father Shantanu Maharaj, when he came to know that my son did like this, so he also blessed him. What was that bless? Icha Mrityu, that you will die only when you want to die, desire to die. So we can see now Shantanu Maharaj married Satyavati, and he had two sons. Who are the two sons? Chitranga and Vichitra Virya. Chitranga, he got married, before getting married only he died, and Vichitra Virya, so we have two sons, right? Chitranga and Vichitra Virya. Bhishmadev personally taught both warfare, but we can see Chitranga, he died before marriage itself, and then we can, and before that, we see that how our Bhishmadev, he went to a Swayambar, which was organized by Kashiraj, So they had three daughters, Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. So he took all the three daughters, and he told Bhishma told that you take any two of them, But the first one, Amba, she said, I already have a love with the Salva, so I cannot, marry. So I said, okay, fine, you go where your heart says. So she went. But that husband Salva, he rejected because Bhishma touched you, I cannot marry you. So then she want to take revenge. Amba want to take revenge with who? Bhishma Dev. So he went to his guru Parashuram. That's a different story. So we can see that how a lot of things happened here. And finally, we can see that finally Bhishma Dev bowed down to Parashuram. And of course, there was a fight because when Amba went and actually that time what happened, our Bhishma Dev, he took one weapon, Pashupati weapon. When he took that weapon to fight against his guru Parshuram, then all the Devatas told, no, don't do this. It's going to be an aparad, Finally, he dropped that, and then he said, I'm sorry. Then he left. That time, what happened? And she also blessed that. Then she started worshipping Shiva. And Shiva blessed that. That the next life you will be born as a Shikandi, and you will be the cause of Bhishma's death. So it's a big story. So I want to cut short and small. So we can see when Pandavas couldn't defeat Bhishma Dev, they presented Shikandi because Pandavas they were not able to fight Bhishma Dev because Bhishma Dev was the one who actually gave them good upbringing. They had a lot of affection for them also, but still even through strength also they couldn't defeat. So Bhishma Dev himself told that no, you bring Shikandi in front of me, then I'll be shooted. So to his death, for his death, own death also, he himself told how you can kill me. Then we can see Bhishma Dev took care of he took care of four generations like grandfather. Char Pidi tak now he took as a grandfather. And we can see Bhishma Dev just to please Lord Krishna, he stood in the opposite party. Actually, Bhishma Dev, his dear Lord is Krishna only, but still though he was in Kauravas, he used to fight, only because and we can see it was Bhishmadev who revealed the secret how he can be killed by Pandavas. So when Bhishmadev was lying on the bed or Banangashayame, Kuru's people they also came, to give a pillow. But he said, no, I don't want your pillow. I want Kshatriya style pillow. Then he asked Arjun to leave three arrows, which was pointing up like a pillow. Bhishma was laying his head on that pillow. So we can see and then I heard that in Srimad Bhagavatam also it mentions that for I think for 6 months, he was lying on the 6 months, Prabhuji, he was lying on the 6 months, he was lying on the bed of arrows. It was mentioned like that in Bhagavatam. And then Bhishma Dev was given a boon from his father, Shantanu Maharaj. What was that? Icha Mrityu. But Bhishma Dev waited for 6 months only because he wanted to leave this body by seeing darshan of Lord Krishna while chanting the Mahamantra. And we can see such a wonderful personality. But among the wonderful qualities, we have a crest jewel of all qualities, the devotion. So Bhishmadev had a lot of devotion towards Krishna. Finally, it is mentioned in the Narada Bhakti Sutra also that Ananya Mamata Vishnu Ananya Prema Sangata Bhakti Iti Uchate Bhishma Prahlad Uddhava. Basically, it talks about that he is also one of the Mahajans. Bhishmadev was the Mahajans. And even in 12 Mahajans, Bhishmadev is included. And we can see when you visit Kurukshetra, we can still find that Bhishma Kund. आप लोग कुरुक्षेत्र जाएंगे, you can find still Bhishma Kund, where Arjuna left the arrow when Bhishmadev was very thirsty, and Ganga water came from the earth. And also, there's a place in Vrindavan, few kilometers away from Mathura, on the way to Govardhan, by the name Shantanu Kund. There was a place where Maharaj Shantanu did tapasya to get the virtuous devotee son like Bhishma. And we can also know how Bhishma Dev took the pledge of killing Arjuna, or maybe killing Arjuna or break the promise of Krishna, but not lifting any weapon. But what happened? We can see that how Krishna broke his promise because he wanted to serve, his devotee Arjuna. So on this day, we all can remember Bhishma Dev. We can pray that wherever we are, we of course Bhishma Dev is such a great personality, that he had a lot of challenges, but still he took a very humble role, and we can imbibe the spirit of surrender, and that's by doing that we can satisfy Shri Krishna. And end of the call, I can say that it's we can make sure that this life is very short, So unless and until we take up Krishna consciousness serially, it's very very difficult. And a lot of things is to share about the about the Bhishma Dev pastimes, but we all know that we have heard this for many times. But end of the day, I just want to tell you that as the conclusion also mentions that how Brahmaji is Narada Muni is is speaking about to Brahma, that Narada is inquiring the absolute truth. So like that, we also should always look for absolute truth, or else what happens? There are a lot of information is coming everywhere. So this information will not help us to get to the right path, and here Narada Muni is telling that if you reflect in a very genuine inquiry, then a sincere devotee emanates, So that's why if Vakta and speaker, both of them are the mood is very good now, then a lot of colorful things will emanate. But we should not get into speculative mode, ki okay, if I attend, आजकल they do Bhagavad Sapta na. Why they do? Because they say if I do 7 days Bhagavad Sapta, I'll get this benefit, I get this benefit. That should not be our goal. Our goal should be that by attending Bhagavad Sapta, actually I don't know where it is mentioned Bhagavad Sapta. We all do Bhagavad Sapta. Bhagavata is Nitya Bhagavatam Seva, but still people wanted to get benefit. So they do it. So we should not go in the beneficial mode. We should make sure that no, it is for ultimate. That's why in this verse also, Narada Muni is not asking for any temporary things. He's asking for the something. He's trying to understand what is eternal reality. कि हम भी ना जब भक्ति करेंगे, हम भौतिक चीज के लिए, हम लाभदायक के लिए नहीं करना चाहिए। हम ऐसा चीज करना चाहिए जिसमें शाश्वत के लिए हमको वो लाभ मिल सकता है। दैट शुड बी द फर्स्ट थिंग। एंड उसके लिए एक गुरु और डिसाइपल का दोनों का कनेक्शन स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए। उसलिए विचल ना संबंध अभिधेय प्रयोजन, दैट शुड ऑल बी इन लाइन। एंड अल्टीमेटली द पर्पस शुड बी सेल्फलेस, नॉट सेल्फिश। अहितु की प्रतिहता बोलते हैं ना, दैट शुड बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सेल्फिश पर्पस रहेगा, देन वी विल नॉट गेट द रिजल्ट। तो हमको आत्म साक्षात्कार कब होता है, जैसे उदाहरण भी देते ना, देयर अ मिरर, हम कब देख सकते हैं? देयर इज सनलाइट, देयर इज सनलाइट वी कैन नॉट सी आवरसेल्फ। सो सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन कम्स गॉड रियलाइजेशन। हम साक्षात्कार होंगे तभी भगवान साक्षात्कार हो सकता है। फॉर दैट मेन थिंग इज सेल्फलेस। इसलिए हमारा रोज सुबह सुबह वो वी सिंग दैट स्टैंजा, त्रिनादपि सुनिचेन तररपि सहिष्णुम। Why we sing? Because only by being humble, Krishna likes it. That is how we can try to, become Krishna consciousness. घमंड से हम भगवान को नहीं पा सकते हैं, तो इसलिए प्रकृति क्रियमाणानि गुणे कर्म अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मकत्वम् इति मन्यते। तो हम ऑलरेडी 3 गुणे में बंधे हुए हैं, और उसमें थोड़ा भी घमंड से हम करेंगे ना, वी विल नॉट गेट द रिजल्ट। कृष्णा को भी वो पसंद है, सुदामा when he came to meet Krishna, in Dwaraka, तो सुदामा he never told मुझे मुझे I mean गरीबी में हूं मैं, मुझे कुछ चाहिए। He never, because he was so happy by seeing Krishna himself. But still Krishna knows what is best for us, but he never asked, so भक्ति भी ऐसा होना चाहिए। ये भक्ति कर रहे हैं, बट हम भौतिक चीज के लिए पूछ रहे हैं, भगवान तो देंगे। दिस इज अवर इटर्नल फादर एंड मदर, उनको पता है कि मेरे बच्चों को क्या कमियां है, ही विल गिव। बट स्टिल हम शुड नॉट आस्क दैट, that will that touches the Lord's heart very dear, or second thing is you should understand, that this whole creation is not by so-called Big Bang theory, so we all should know, because प्रचारक मतलब वही है, we have to preach, प्रभुपाद 4 चीज बोलते हैं, preaching is the essence, books are the basis, utility is a principle। जो भी है भगवान को सेवा लगाओ, and purity is a force। So when we don't have purity, then it's very difficult। or else, उसलिए if you read Bhagavad Gita 10.8, वहां पर क्या लिखा है? अहम सर्वस्य प्रभो, everything comes from me only, तो ये चीज mention है। And Brahma himself also received this knowledge from Krishna। भागवतम का फर्स्ट श्लोक में we can see ना, तेन ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवि मुह्यते, वो चीज है। एंड देन फाइनली एवरीथिंग रेस्ट एंड रिटर्न्स। जो अभी रिसेंटली देयर वाज वन वायरल वीडियो चल रहा है हर जगह में, बोल रहे थे कि अभी हॉलीवुड में देयर वाज अ फायर, और वो लोग जस्ट 1 दिन 2 दिन पहले ना उन्होंने एक कमेंट डाला है कि दिस इज अ गॉडलेस सिटी करके। मतलब गॉडलेस मतलब भगवान ने है, ऐसा बोल के उन्होंने भगवान को बहुत नीचे दिखाया वो लोग। वो 2 दिन होने के बाद पूरा वो जगह पूरा फायर से पूरा गांव में जल गया, कैलिफोर्निया में, आपको बताइए। तो न्यूज में आया था वो, तो कहने का मतलब क्या है कि लोग कहते हैं कि somebody is mocking, भगवान को वो तमाशा कर रहा है, बट भगवान इस तमाशे से प्रभावित नहीं है। भगवान को पता है कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है। रिसेंटली नेपाल में बहुत बेफलो बेफलो क्या बोलते हैं, बेस को मारे एक्चुअली, वो दे किल्ड, तो उसके बाद में क्या हो गया, उधर भूकंप हो गया अभी नहीं, सम टाइम बैक, तो जानवर को हम मारेंगे ना, बिकॉज क्या है ना, एक्चुअली व्हेन द एनिमल्स व्हेन दे क्राई ना, इट हर्ट्स मदर अर्थ, और उसकी वजह से सब होता है। बट ये लोगों को ये सब समझ में नहीं आता है, क्योंकि बिकॉज उनको क्या है, जस्ट खाने पीने का, सोने का, मस्त करने का, दे डोंट हैव ऑल दिस नॉलेज। तो उसलिए उसलिए गौ सेवा हम लोग क्यों बोलते हैं, बिकॉज इफ मदर कव इज हैप्पी, you know, uh, all kind of situations which is hurdling in our progress, that will be stopped, because मदर कौ में 33 करोड़ भगवान रहते हैं, you know. So but ये लोगों को ये नहीं पता है, you know, out of 7 God mother, she is also one of the mother, you know, but वो लोग उसी को टारगेट करते हैं, you know. So these things you should understand. And or one thing is that we should understand that ki, that the supreme lord is beyond creation, yet param, what is beyond material world. So हमको पता होना चाहिए कि हाँ, हम भक्ति से करेंगे तो हम वैकुंठ में जा सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये जो हम लोग अभी धोती कुर्ता पहन के ये सब कर रहे हैं, ये सब क्या है, ये सब ट्रेनिंग है वैकुंठ धाम में जाने के लिए। तो ये हमको पता होना चाहिए, एंड वी शुड हैव द कन्विक्शन। तो है, ये कन्विक्शन हमको रहेगा ना, देन आवर भक्ति विल बिकम वेरी स्ट्रांग। क्योंकि किस लिए हम लोग भक्ति कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं ये जो करूंगा यही मैं उधर भी करने वाला हूँ भगवत धाम में, तो हमको वो ज्ञान नहीं है, देन हम लोग इधर भी ना उतना उत्साह से नहीं करेंगे ना। तो वो चीज प्रभुपाद जी यही सिखाते हैं कि दैट वी शुड डू विथ लॉट ऑफ इंथुजियाज्म, एंड और एक स्टेटमेंट भी ऐसा है कि वी शुड बी enthusiasm बट विद द इंटेलिजेंस, ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। और फाइनली आई जस्ट टेक 2 minutes। फाइनली प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन यही है कि दैट हम भक्ति शुड डू इट इन अ वेरी सिंसियर वे, यू नो, क्योंकि सिंसियरिटी इज द हाईएस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन भक्ति, व्हाट इज फॉर सिंसियरिटी हिंदी में? हाँ, प्रामाणिकता। प्रामाणिकता के भक्ति में सबसे बड़ा योग्यता है एक्चुअली, यू नो। तो ये मैं आप पंडित भी रह सकते हैं, यू नो एवरीथिंग, बट प्रामाणिकता एक बहुत ऐसा चीज है, वो उसे ना हम भक्ति में बहुत दौड़ सकते हैं, तो सिंसियरिटी इज क्वालिफिकेशन, एंड वी मस्ट इंक्वायर सिंसियरली फॉर अ बोनाफाइड स्पिरिचुअल मार्क, नॉट बाय स्पेकुलेटिव मास्टर्स, तो ये चीज है ना हम सीखना चाहिए, एंड अंडरस्टैंड कृष्णा दैट ही इज द कॉज ऑफ एवरीथिंग, और फाइनली वी शुड फोकस ऑन भक्ति योगा, जिसे अलग अलग योगा है, अष्टांग योगा, भक्ति योगा सब है। बट प्रभुपाद जी बोल रहे कि ये भक्ति योगा कैसा है, इट्स लाइक एक्सप्रेस एलिवेटर। मतलब 50 फ्लोर है, तो आप एक फ्लोर में जाके बटन दबाएंगे, तुरंत विल कम टू 50th फ्लोर। तो वो क्या है, एक्सप्रेस एलिवेटर। तो भक्ति योगा ऐसा ही है। नहीं तो क्या होता है कि हम लोग चलते चलते सडन बीच में बैठ जाते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत थकावट होता है ना, 50 फ्लोर्स, तो उसलिए तो प्रोपात से भक्ति योगा इज कम्पेयर टू एक्सप्रेस एलिवेटर। हम एलिवेटर में जाएंगे, तुरंत वी कैन रीच द डेस्टिनेशन। और इसके लिए हमको ज्यादा हमारा दिमाग नहीं लगाना चाहिए, जो बोला है वो करना है बस। फिलोसफिकल स्पेकुलेशन विल नॉट गिव रियलाइजेशन, तो ऑलरेडी लोग दिमाग लगाया है, उसको फॉलो करना चाहिए। जैसे हमारे आचार्य लोग, ऑलरेडी इतना अच्छा अच्छा वैष्णव सॉन्ग भजन सब है, तो उसको हम द्वारेंगे ना, विल गेट द सेम बेनिफिट। बट हम लोग है ना हमारा स्पेकुलेटिव में करेंगे, देन दैट नॉट बी प्लीजिंग, राइट। तो ये चीज हम देख सकते हैं, एंड ऑल्सो वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट unless and until we are free from sense gratification, it's not possible, you know। तो वो एक श्लोक है ना, वो और श्लोक कि जब तक हमारा मन और हमारा इंद्रिय ना भगवान में समय नहीं रहता ना, then it's very difficult, ना। तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि भगवान भी देखते हैं, जैसे हम लोग एक जॉब भी जाते हैं, उधर भी वी हैव ए इंटरव्यूअर, राइट ना। तो वैसे ही देखो, वी आर गोइंग टू स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड, वी वांट टू गो टू स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड, इट्स नॉट सो इजी, यू नो। तो देयर विल बी चेक पोस्ट जहां पर हमको दे विल क्वालिफाई बस। बट हम भक्ति करेंगे, जैसे लास्ट टाइम प्रभु जी को उदाहरण दे रहे थे कि जन्माष्टमी हो रहा है और आपको कोई व्यक्ति परिचय है, तो डायरेक्टली उनको लेके जाके आप अभिषेक करके कर सकते हैं। बट वो व्यक्ति आपको नहीं जानता है, ही हैज टू फॉलो द क्यू। फॉलो क्यू करता है, उधर हम पूछते हैं आपके पास कूपन है क्या करके, ही विल फाइंड लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस। बट इफ हैव वन पर्सन द कांटेक्ट पॉइंट, देन इट्स पॉसिबल। तो प्रभुपाद जी यही बोलते हैं कि कितने लोग भगवतम जा सकते हैं, नॉट एवरीबॉडी रेज हैंड। देन प्रभुपाद टोल्ड, यू कैच माय धोती, आई विल टेक यू फ्रॉम द बैक डोर। प्रभुपाद क्यों ऐसे बोलते हैं, बिकॉज इज ऑलवेज कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस। ऐसे समय नहीं था जब वो प्रभुपाद जी को प्रभुपाद कृष्ण को बोल गए, उसलिए रूप गोस्वामी क्या कहते हैं, द एसेंस ऑफ कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस इज ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कृष्ण एंड नेवर फॉरगेट कृष्ण, तो ये चीज हम लागू करना है, देन इट्स पॉसिबल। कंक्लूजन यही है कि नारदा's क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट जस्ट हिज ओन बेनिफिट। जो नारदा के जो प्रश्न है, वो खुद का सेल्फिश मोटिव के लिए नहीं है, वो आके पूरा बेनिफिट ऑफ ऑल लिविंग इन, पूरा लोक कल्याण का है वो, तो वो चीज वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी शुड नो दैट कृष्णा इज द सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ गॉड, ये चीज हम देख सकते हैं। तो हम भक्ति करेंगे, then it is possible. So let us follow the footsteps of great devotee like Narada Muni and seek knowledge so that we can take up Krishna consciousness. अब देखिए नारद मुनि कितने लोगों का जीवन में प्रवेश किए वो, जैसे ध्रुवा हो गया, प्रहलाद हो गया, और कौन है, बहुत है, कौन कौन है, एक ध्रुवा, ध्रुवा मृगारी। तो इफ यू सी कि बहुत लाइफ में ना, यस इंटरफियर्ड, यू नो बट वो इंटरफियर करना कब है, हमारा किस्मत माना रहना चाहिए, तो इसलिए इफ यू डू वन फुट वन स्टेप, कृष्णा विल डू 10 स्टेप। थोड़ा भक्ति करेंगे देन हम अभी 2 मिनट के लिए हम ना, हम पहले कैसे थे, अब कैसे आप सोचेंगे ना, आपको लगता है कि मैं भक्ति में आया करके मैं बच गया, नहीं तो माई लाइफ बिकम मिजरेबल, you know so इसलिए कृष्णा is always giving us the best for us, so we have to take up seriously, okay। और आज भीष्म देव भी है, we can also pray to भीष्म देव, कि not to fight with everybody, but to follow that oath, to become a syllabus। इतना easy नहीं एक्चुअली, उनके पास सब कुछ था, opulence था, सब कुछ था, but फिर भी to please कृष्णा he was in the Kauravas team, it's not easy actually। हमारा तो ऐसा सिचुएशन है, हमारा तो जस्ट भौतिक चीज से हम ढूंढना है, बट वो भी इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। बट हाँ, जैसे हमारे गुरु महाराज बोलते हैं कि इफ यू वांट टू प्रोग्रेस इन भक्ति, एक चीज होता है, वो क्या है, कृपा। कृपा का बिना कुछ नहीं हो सकता है, कृपा है तो बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं। तो वी ऑल कैन प्रे फॉर द मर्सी ऑफ ऑल वैष्णवस, गुरु महाराज, डिवोटीज ऑल, क्योंकि भगवान की कृपा है, भक्तों की कृपा है। तो पंगम लंगाए थे, मतलब जो बोल नहीं सकता वो भी बोल सकता है, चल नहीं सकता वो भी भाग सकता है, दिस ऑल पॉसिबल ओनली बाय द mercy of Gurudev. So by saying this, we can pray to all the great, souls, especially today Bhishma Dev's, Bhishmashtami here, we can pray to Bhishma Dev to give us a strength so that even when we also planning to die, or we don't have expiry date, anytime death will come, क्योंकि एटलीस्ट फॉर Bhishma Dev, उसको था कि मैं, इच्छा मृत्यु था, एंड हमको कभी भी हो सकता है। बट जो प्रभुपाद जी हमेशा वो श्लोक बोलते हैं ना, तेना ब्रह्म हृदयादि कवि, ना दैट श्लोक, वो क्या, मॉर्निंग मॉर्निंग यूज्ड टू चैंट ना दैट वन स्मॉल, forgot that श्लोक, तो प्रभुपाद इज टू, हाँ कृष्ण तद्दिव्य। तो हम उस शर्म में नहीं है प्रभु, बट वी कैन प्रे दैट, वी कैन नॉट प्रे हाउ भीष्मदेव, उनकी इच्छा, हमारा ऐसा इच्छा मृत्यु नहीं है, कभी भी हो सकता है। वी नेवर न्यू दैट कोरोना आए कितने लोग चला जाएंगे, कभी भी हो सकता है। बट वी कैन, इफ यू डू भक्ति, बी सिंसियर एंड बी अंडर द गुरुज गाइडेंस, देन असंभव भी संभव हो सकता है। प्रभुपाद जी 70 साल में उन्होंने ऐसा चमत्कार किया, जो 70 साल में 70 का साल का लोग भी सीढ़ी नहीं चढ़ सकते। प्रभुपाद ने ऐसा सूत्र क्या क्या, वो 70 साल का लोग भी सीढ़ी चढ़ते चढ़ते भगवत धाम चले गए वो, दैट इज पॉसिबल, क्योंकि वो शुद्ध भक्त थे वो। तो हम भी उनका ये पश्चिम फॉलो कर रहे हैं, तो वो भी संभव है। इट इज ऑल पॉसिबल, नथिंग इम्पॉसिबल। So we can pray to all these great souls, especially आज विश्व दिवस का हम स्मरण कर सकते हैं कि हमको भी ऐसा, यू नो ऐसा स्ट्रॉन्ग स्ट्रेंथ दीजिए, वी ऑल्सो कैन। एक्चुअली ऐसा नहीं कि ओनली इफ यू बिकम ब्रह्मचारी यू विल गो टू बैक टू, वो ऐसा नहीं, इवन गृहस्थ ऑल्सो कैन गो, बट वी शुड फॉलो द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, गृहस्थ मतलब भी गृहस्थ ब्रह्मचर्य है, नॉट ग्रह में भी, तो उसलिए वी कैन फॉलो, बिकॉज हमको बहुत अच्छा कंड्यूसिव एटमोसफियर मिला है यहाँ पर, तो सब कुछ भगवान की कृपा सब मिल रहा है। तो वी कैन यूटिलाइज दिस एंड वी कैन प्रैक्टिस कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस, इसी लाइफ में भगवतम जा सकता है। By concluding this, I thank everybody for giving this opportunity. Ultimately, we should take shelter of a holy name, thinking that is a crash course which Mahaprabhu has given to all of us. Without chanting, without getting taste, it is not possible. उसलिए भागवतम में 18 आउट ऑफ 18,000 श्लोकास, लास्ट श्लोक का वही बोलते हैं, नाम संकीर्तन से सर्व पाप प्रणाशन प्रमाण तो सुनना तम नम हरि प्रिय, मतलब ओनली होली नेम कैन सेव अस, not everything. So we can take shelter of the holy name, and we can pray to Lord that this life only we should go back to God. That Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram। Srila Prabhupada की, भीष्म देव की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे।